Hello and welcome to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Elisa Carballo, and we have excellent information for you. Remember, Mexico News Network is your #1 source for reliable information on business and investments in the Americas, stock markets and bonds, and also corporate information on Mexico, so why not browse through our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, our own digital content platform. Now let's begin. The educational system in Mexico and Latin America is unfortunately somewhat behind when compared to other countries. Besides that, Mexico also has the greater number of students per teachers, meaning that the classrooms are filled with more students than average in Latin America. All of this translates into less personalized education, sadly, and probably making it quite difficult for students to pay their full attention. For these and many factors more is that many students do not complete their education. However, ever since the year 2013, the Khan Academy entered the Latin American market with the support from Carlos Slim Foundation and with the agreement on allowing students, teachers, and researchers in Mexico to get access into the Academy's content translated all into Spanish. The Khan Academy is a non-profit organization which consists of an online platform that offers free education for practically anyone and anywhere. It was founded by Salman Khan in the year 2008, and everything began when he started tutoring his cousin who was having some trouble with her math classes. He recorded a few videos and posted them online, which ended up receiving more views than simply from his cousin. The Khan Academy is on the mission to provide a free, world-class education for practically anyone, anywhere. There are classes, videos, practice exercises on several subjects including math, science, computer programming, history, art history, and economics. Besides their very own content, there's also some information from partners such as museums, the NASA, and educational institutions. In more information, for some time now, the Chinese company Xiaomi had announced its intentions of reaching Mexico, and finally, this is a reality. The first mobile equipment will be the Redmi 2 Pro, a free dual SIM smartphone with premium features. The company sees in Mexico one of the most attractive markets due to its size, its high potential growth in the consumption of smartphones, in addition to, of course, the different phone companies available in the nation. Xiaomi is the leading brand in technology and #1 on smartphone sales in China, and Mexico will be the third Latin American market where it will sell its products after Brazil and Colombia. During the year 2014, the company sold over 61 million devices, and one of its main goals is to provide users with quality equipment with the best technology at very competitive prices. The price of the equipment will be of 2,899 Mexican pesos and will have a 2G RAM memory, 16 gigabytes of storage, and a 4.7-inch HD IPS screen. Retro Enlightened and also users of the new Redmi 2 Pro will enjoy the unique interface MIUI, which provides an ability to customize the phone according to weekly updates. It also has the function for beautiful selfies, which applies filters to get the best photos, as well as many other features that will undoubtedly be very useful for users. The smartphone will be available in Walmart and Linio online stores. In more news, this was a very good year for Mexico regarding business, particularly because many international companies decided to open their doors in the country, and those already in Mexico have shown great progress. This year, 2015, the dual year between Mexico and the UK took place, meaning that various activities were carried out as part of the entire celebration. Since filming the movie Spectre to the visit of British royalty, Mexico was the scene of countless events taking place as part of the dual year. Mexico has slowly grown into a very important country to do business with, and even the World Bank predicted that in 2050 it will be the world's 5th largest economy. The second richest man in the world, Carlos Slim Elu, is Mexican and has used his fortune to modernize Mexico City, where he has created museums, theaters, and helped improve the image of certain areas of the city. In December of 2013, President Enrique Peña Nieto approved reforms that allow foreign and private companies for the exploration of new oil fields, putting an end to the monopoly that existed in the country for about 80 years or so. Peña Nieto's reforms also seek to create 35% of energy through green sources that protect the environment by the year 2024. Meanwhile, companies dedicated to creating goods in Mexico will also be benefited thanks to the free trade agreement with 44 countries the nation currently holds. Now today, Mexico is also the country with the highest production of smartphones and the main destination for aviation projects. Maquiladoras are crucial in the country and many are supported, of course, by foreign investors. British toy shop Hamleys from London opened its stores also in Mexico City, and other companies like Johnny Walker and Buchanan have also taken off in the nation. There are significant opportunities for infrastructure. For instance, Mexico City is currently building the new international airport due to the high demand for flights that exist in the city. In regard to investments in Mexico, they will continue to grow, which will significantly increase the country's economy, since many international companies see great potential in it, reason why it's expected that during the next few years, Mexico will be positioned as a major economic power in the world. Moving along to more news, the Mexican Ministry of Communications and Transportation and the U.S. Department of Transportation are just about to finalize a bilateral agreement on aerial transportation, which would represent an enormous benefit to both nations. Yuriria Mascot Perez, the Subsecretary of Transportation for the SCT, actually explained that such bilateral agreement would grant the third and fourth freedom, which will allow basic international air service between the two countries, opening up the opportunity to reach a market of $515 million a year. In addition, the agreement is also looking to open up the fifth and seventh freedoms for Mexican cargo airlines, which would open themselves up the market even more, specifically to an exchange between Mexico and U.S. of an additional market of $659,000. Now, for the American cargo airlines, the opening of the fifth and seventh freedoms represent an entry to a market of $40,000 billion a year, which is given by an exchange between Mexico, Central, and South America. The Ministry of Transportation of the SCT stated that the third and fourth freedoms specify the possibility to transport merchandise among any two cities of these countries. The fifth freedom regards that cargo airlines can actually pick up and deliver in a third country. Now, the seventh freedom opened up the possibility that an airline can actually transport cargo from the counterpart country and deliver it to a third country without the need of departing from the country of origin. If the agreement is actually endorsed by the Senate, it will definitely encourage the air services to improve. It will boost competition, and so airlines will now have to offer much better services at much better prices. Moving along to more information, Mexico's inflation rate actually falls to a new record low of 2.2%. Now, annual inflation rate in Mexico cooled down to 2.21% in November of 2015, which is a fresh record low, marking the longest period ever where the pace of consumer price gains has stayed below the central bank's 3% target. Year-on-year prices of education and recreation and culture actually grew the most, up to 4.28%, followed by the health industry to 3.94%, furniture and household items by 3.47%, clothing and footwear 2.89%, alcoholic beverages and tobacco to 2.83%, food and non-alcoholic beverages to 2.5%, and transportation to 2.39%. In contrast, communication prices actually fell by 13.18%. Now, on a monthly basis, consumer prices went up by 0.55%, slightly higher than the 0.51% in the month of October. The core index was nearly flat on the month and increased 2.34% on an annual basis. The inflation rate has been below the central bank's 3% target ever since May. All of this due to sluggish growth and lower telecom and housing-related prices, and despite a nearly 12% depreciation of the peso versus the US dollar since the beginning of the year 2015. Sadly, this was all for today. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, you were watching Breaking News by Mexico News Network. I'm your host, Elisa Carballo, and stay informed by logging on to our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, your very own #1 source for reliable and positive information on Mexico, investment, business, science, culture, and much more. We'll see you next time.